So apologies to the public if anybody was online already waiting for us, but our closed session ran a little late. And when we get started here, when we go to approve the agenda, we're actually going to do an amendment to it so that after section 9 of the agenda, when the delegations are finished, we would like to go back into closed session and finish what we were discussing. But at this point, can I get a mover and a seconder to reconvene into open session? Moved by Councillor Deal, second by Councillor Wilby, that the council of the municipality of Huron East reconvene into the open session at 6:06 p.m. All those in favor? And motion carries. Reporting out, council went into closed session to discuss personal matters and potential disposition of land in Brussels. And of course, we will finish that discussion a little later on this evening. We would like to acknowledge that the land we stand upon today is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the neutral peoples. Can I get a mover and a seconder to confirm the amended agenda where we go back into closed after 9? Moved by Deputy Mayor, second by Councillor Morrison, that the agenda for the regular meeting of council dated March 5th, 2024, as amended, be adopted as circulated. All those in favor? Motion carries. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest from any member of council for this portion of the meeting this evening? Seeing none, can I get a mover and a seconder for the minutes of the last meeting? Councillor Deal and Councillor Morrison, that the council of the municipality of Huron East approve the following council meeting minutes as circulated, and that's the regular meeting of February 20th of 2024. Any comments or questions on those minutes? All those in favor? And motion carries. Under our consent agenda number 8, are there any requests to remove any of the items from the consent agenda? Councillor Fisher.
I think it's 8.2, the water one, Mr. Mayor, and Lambton County, I think is 8.9, please.
Correct. Okay. And any other ones, Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to speak to 8.3 and 8.4. I'd asked Jessica to include that in the agenda, and I just wanted to briefly speak to it. I don't want to pull it out, but I just wanted to address it if I could.
Okay. And did you have one, Councillor Sharkey?
Mine was 8.2 as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Go ahead and speak to numbers 8.3 and 8.4 at this time then.
Okay, the Guardian Network, Guardian Network is a farmer wellness program. Everybody knows that people involved in the agriculture field it's a demanding job, long hours, financial burdens and weather. And people tend to think less about themselves and they don't look after themselves the way they should, especially their mental health. This program teaches you to recognize people that may be in trouble, teaches you how to talk to them, address suicide, and get them the help they need. If you take this session, I've taken it, it's about a 4 or 5 hour session online, and it teaches them things. It's a pretty good program to take once a month, and they usually update you with some different things like that. So if you're interested at all, if the information's not in here, contact me and I'll get you to the people that do. So they're always looking for new people. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Councillor Fisher.
The water one, Mr. Mayor, is my understanding that the province is stopping free water tests and people are gonna have to pay for them themselves? Is that?
That's what I read, is that they're recommending that. I don't think it's passed as of yet.
Yeah, I would totally disagree with that, especially like Washington is the example they use, but I imagine there's been other near misses, or if somebody has a small 4-acre property, whatever, and there's 4,000 hogs beside them and water table's high, et cetera, et cetera. I really think there should be a simple recourse going forward for people on their private wells.
I couldn't agree with you more, because I can't believe that it's a service that gets abused. Why would anybody bother collecting the water sample just to have it sent off if it's not something that they really have a concern about or an interest in making sure that everything is correct? So
Even if there was a bit of cost recovery, Mr. Mayor, but to go from, what was it, 11 test centers down to 5, I strongly disagree. If we could get that sent to whoever, please.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. And if I understood, go ahead, Ray.
The Source Water Protection Committee came to our Sabo Conservation meeting last month, and they're very concerned about this as well. There are a lot of service groups, Alliance and whatever, that groups and communities that have wells, they're handing out these bottles and they're bringing the bottles for the people. And it's amazing how much information is coming from there, where there were bad wells that were found as a result of it. Or maybe it even forced a second or third check. We should be supporting this, and I feel our municipality should be sending a letter to Lisa Thompson as well in support of this, because if this stops, people are not gonna, they're not gonna pay for it. They're gonna have to find their own lab to bring it to, and it's just a total inconvenience. So we should be supporting this.
Okay. Did you want to make that a motion, Councillor Fisher?
Yeah, question, Mr. Mayor, to is Barry here?
No.
No, to someone then. What do we do with Walton and Winthrop Ballpark? Like, who tests those wells? Our water department, or
Yes,
does it go to one of these facilities?
the water department.
So where do they send it for a test? To one of these? Just as an example.
Go somewhere.
Go ahead, Fred.
So any facility that we have that we're doing testing on, it'll go to a separate lab. We'll pay that cost. It's part of a cost we cover. It's not a free sample because we do a lot more analysis than just E. coli, which is all the free samples we're doing is the E. coli test. We're required for any public sourced, public space water has to be tested in a broader spectrum of analysis than just E. coli.
Thank you. Yeah, I would make that motion, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
And second by Councillor Chartrand. Any other comments on that? And my understanding is the motion is not only to support this, but also ask staff to write up a letter to send to Lisa Thompson's office.
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor? Motion carries. 8.9, Councillor Fisher.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something along this line myself, Mr. Mayor, to send to the government. I was really upset that they would give GTHA 3 billion or whatever.
10 billion.
Thank you. I'm even more upset now. 10 billion and we have gravel roads and they're Cadillac in the city, et cetera. So I was trying to come up with something and I totally forgot about the OCIP. I was thinking of a per capita fund of some sort that we were treated equally to the cities. But this motion by Lampion County, I can agree with, and I think we should strongly support it as well, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
My comment on this one is, I understand their frustration and that they want some fairness across the province. I didn't like the way it was worded. It was too open-ended when they just talked about, was it high-use roads or something like that? I can't remember exactly the wording of the whole thing. It didn't really define what was supposed to get funded or how it was supposed to get funded. I understand the concept and I do agree that there needs to be more fairness. Why does City of Toronto get two major infrastructure sections taken away and the province pick up the responsibility and the rest of us are struggling with capital projects? I would like to do something. I'm not sure that I agree with theirs. Now, we can certainly support it this time, but maybe somebody could even put a little thought into it and what might be a better motion going forward.
That's what I wondered about, a per capita. But, of some sort, Mr. Mayor, but this is a start.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask that this one be just to support at this point, and maybe we can ask staff if they can come back with a recommendation of something that we could put out that might be a little more palatable for everybody to agree on. That's acceptable. I was asking you, Councillor Fisher.
Oh, I thought you were waiting for the
No.
the rest to comment. Yes, I will agree with that, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
So this is just a motion to support this, moved by Councillor Fisher, second by Councillor Deal. Any other comments? All in favor? Motion carries. And so at this point, can I get a mover and
Can we get a motion about drafting a letter?
Okay, can I get a move by Counselor Deal and second by Counselor Fisher? All those in favor? And carried. Can I get a mover and a seconder to, accept all of the items not removed from the consent agenda? Deputy Mayor and, Counselor Dalton, all those in favor? And motion carries. Public meetings, hearings and delegations in 9.1 Committee of Adjustment Public Hearing, Minor Variance MV01 of 2024. Welcome, Shane.
Sorry, we just need a motion to go into that public hearing.
Sorry, can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Counselor Deal, Counselor Newell. That the council of the municipality of Huron East adjourn the regular meeting of council at 6:16 p.m. to go into a public hearing of Committee of Adjustment to discuss the following. A minor variance application MV01 of 2024 for 620 Turnberry Street, Brussels. All those in favor? And motion carries. And then can I get a mover and a seconder for the agenda for the public hearing? Mover by Councilor Chartrand, second by Councilor Morrison, that the agenda for the public hearing of Committee of Adjustment dated March 5th of 2024 be adopted, and that the planner will present MV01 in 2024. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Welcome again.
Perfect. So yes, this is for minor variance application MD 01-2024. The owner and applicant is the Royal Canadian Legion Brussels branch, and the address is 620 Turnberry Street. The contact point from the Legion is Deborah Trollope. Next slide, please. So just an aerial image of this subject property here. Property surrounded primarily by low-density residential uses to the south and west, and core commercial uses to the north and east. So getting close to downtown Brussels there. Next slide, please. So one variance is being requested for this development, and that is to reduce the required interior side yard from 5 meters to 2.75 meters to facilitate a proposed kitchen expansion for the Legion. The renovation includes a walk-in fridge and freezer unit, which requires an addition into the side yard. The subject property is designated community facility in the official plan and is zoned CF-6, so community facility special zone in the zoning bylaw. The special zone here permits the parking on the north side of the building to encroach into the municipal road allowance and deems the lot to comply with all parking requirements. And no concerns are raised by staff, members of the public, or any other agencies at this time. And next slide. So just a site sketch that was prepared by Ritz Architects and illustrates the proposed addition, which is tucked along the south wall of the existing building. The proposed addition is approximately 306 square feet. Next slide. Just a couple photos of the site here. So the proposed on the left here, we've got the view looking east towards Turnberry Street, so standing in the interior side yard, and then looking west from standing on Turnberry Street on the right there. So the proposed addition will only protrude about a meter further than the southernmost extent of the building of this. And the addition won't extend the full length of the side of the building, it's just that small little addition I showed previously. Next slide. So the application satisfies the 4 tests and minor variance. It meets the intent of the official plan. It meets the policies of the community designation and contributes to the goals of the community facility and maintains compatibility with surrounding land uses. It meets the intent of the zoning bylaw as the reduction maintains adequate space for access and maintenance to the south side of the building, and all other zoning provisions are complied with. The addition does not increase the maximum occupancy of the building and will not require any additional parking. I have noted that since the abutting residence is pretty close to the lot line, special consideration needs to be taken to ensure that stormwater is diverted away from that lot line, so as to not negatively impact that abutting residence. To address this, a condition has been attached that stormwater be adequately addressed to the satisfaction of the chief building official. And the proposal is considered minor in nature and desirable for the appropriate development of the lands. Next slide. So based on the review mentioned, it's recommended that the application be approved with the following conditions. Being the standard approval period, the addition be constructed as per the site plan and the stormwater condition I mentioned. I'm here for any questions on that one.
Any questions from members of the council this time? Okay. Are there any questions from members of the public about this project? Is there any questions or comments from the applicant? Pretty easy. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Chartrand, second by Councillor McGrath. The Council of the Municipality of Huron East, acting as Committee of Adjustment, has held a public meeting pursuant to section 45 of the Planning Act 1990 with respect to minor variance application MV-01 of 2024, whereas no comments from the public were received and whereas no agency comments were received. Now therefore, the Committee of Adjustment approves the minor variance application MV-01 of 2024, Plan 192, Lot 16, 34, and Part Lots 17 and 33, Brussels, to permit the following variance from Bylaw 52 of 2006. One, that the variance approved is valid for a period of 18 months from the date of the committee's decision. Two, that the proposed addition be constructed as per the sketch submitted with the application. And three, that stormwater be adequately addressed to the satisfaction of the chief building official. Can I get oh, that was the motion. All those in favor? And motion carries. And can I get a mover and a seconder to go out of Committee of Adjustment? Councillor Wilby, Deputy Mayor, that the Committee of Adjustment be closed at 6:22 PM. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. If I can ask a question, we were about to go back into closed session. Was there something specific that the members in the gallery were interested in hearing about tonight? Okay. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up, I'm gonna suggest that we're gonna be a minimum of a half hour and maybe closer to an hour in our closed session. Sorry about that. We tried to take care of it for the council meeting tonight, but there was a lot more to deal with than we had anticipated. So we will be going back into closed session at this time. Can I get a mover and a seconder to return to close? Councillor Fisher, Councillor Deal.